This meeting is being held in accordance with the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act of the State of New Jersey. Notice of time and place of this meeting was published in the annual meeting calendar and was posted on the bulletin board by the city clerk on November 21st, 2025. The 2025 meeting calendar was published in legal advertisements in the Jersey Journal and the Star-Ledger in December 2024. Additional notice of this meeting was faxed to the Bergen Record, the Trenton Times, and the Star-Ledger on November 21st, 2025. Lee, would you like to start with a roll call? Oh, the Pledge of Allegiance. Let's do the Pledge of Allegiance first.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Lee, if you could do the roll call.
Okay.
Commissioner Fahey, I should say.
Well, Commissioner Nowicki is absent. He'll be here shortly. Commissioner McGady.
Here.
Commissioner Driscoll. Present. Commissioner Glover.
Here.
Commissioner Holloway.
Present.
Commissioner Bellata is absent. Alternate Commissioners Walden.
Present.
Alternate Commissioner Fatoris.
Present.
Staff Secretary David Ryczkowski is on the phone with us, and Staff Secretary Joe Ryan is here. We have a quorum.
All right, thank you very much, Commissioner Fahey. All right, we have the minutes, if we want to look them over so we could adopt them.
Actually, the minutes aren't ready yet.
I see that.
I
Okay.
was ill for the last meeting, and I did not receive the link to the meeting until quite recently, so I was not, I didn't have enough time to do the minutes yet, so I'll have to adopt them in January.
Okay, very good. All right, so we're going to go through a review of correspondence.
Okay, there's correspondence in your original packet. First, there was a letter I sent to EBI Consulting, which requested comment on telephonic equipment being placed at Top Bayonne High School. There was basically a no comment on a proposal for Harbor Station South area on the former Military Ocean Terminal. Another no comment on a proposal for 78 West 16th Street. And then in the supplement to the packet that I handed out tonight, there were two items that we would need to comment on this evening. One was a proposal for 102-116 Avenue E, which had been the Beelin property, and it's a proposal to construct a 6-story multifamily residential building consisting of 105 residential units, 110 parking spaces, 53 bicycle spaces, and 4,394 square feet of indoor residential amenity space, an amenity courtyard, an amenity deck, a green roof, a loading zone, outdoor terraces, et cetera, et cetera. So that was the Avenue E proposal. And then there is a proposal for what was the Clayton Block Company over on Route 440 New Hook Road, and it would really just involve replacing Clayton Block with a parking lot. So to coin a phrase, tear down Clayton Block, put up a parking lot. Do any of the commissioners have comments? I know a few people sent me no comments on the Avenue E proposal. Anyone have comments on 102-116 Avenue E or on that parking lot proposal?
No comments.
I have no objection to either one.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll send in the either no comment or no objections.
I'm looking back at what's in my mind of what's in the, are you talking about the one that was the high school?
That was already commented
You
on.
already commented. Well, when you get a chance at the end, maybe go back and tell me what the comment was.
Okay.
Because I have one, I don't know if I have the same one.
Okay, we had a deadline for that. The comment essentially was that there weren't objections to the telephonic equipment so long as there wasn't any an endangerment to Bayonne High School, to its structure.
Right, actually, I sent you that comment.
Yes, and I appreciated that, and that was a good comment to use.
There is a considerable amount of architectural detail that is missing from the building that was removed and put inside the building at one point in time.
Okay.
This might not be a bad time to find out if it's still available, because it really should not have been taken off the building for this length of time. It is statuary, it is Dutch and Indians that used to be on the building, so, you know, it might be the right time to talk about it since it existed. And Dr. Walter Wick and I both worked on a project where we were trying to get them put back up on the building, but no such luck at that point in time.
Okay, I can pass on an additional comment to the company. That's easy enough to do.
If the things are available, at the very least, they should be put in the museum. And I could produce photographs of them as well.
Okay, I think that was it in terms of correspondence, both in the original packet and in the supplements.
All right. Are we good here? Move on to any requests for comments from the zoning board? We did that.
We
right?
just did that?
Updates on historic properties.
Nothing new. I'm still working on it.
Do you have any target dates when you think one of the documents might be ready for review?
Not actually, Jerry. As you know, we did get a notification that we're all required to take a course in preservation. So I'd like to take the course first before I do any outlines on it.
I did ask about that course when I was down at the New Jersey League of Municipalities Conference in Atlantic City. Sometimes Rutgers offers these courses, and Rutgers, as of then, didn't know anything about it, so they were going to look into it, and we're very happy I had told them.
They've also sent out a message that said, you don't need this in order to do any work that the commission does today. You should just keep doing what you're doing.
So long as you take the course sometime in the next 18 months, apparently.
Eventually.
Joe, I do have a question. You mean we have to go to Rutgers for this course?
That wasn't clear because Rutgers didn't even know about it. Sometimes the course is done by Rutgers, sometimes it's done by the League of Municipalities. The last I heard, there was no clear direction about the when, the where, the how. So at the moment, there's literally nothing to do that I'm aware of.
Yeah, because I'm at a loss at going to Rutgers.
It could be online, we just don't know yet. I'll have to pursue it again after the holidays, but Rutgers didn't know anything about it, and they are quite often the ones offering the courses.
Right.
And sometimes the League of Municipalities offers courses. There's a mandatory one for planning and zoning people that's available in Atlantic City in Novembers of each year.
Right. It would be great if it could be offered somewhere close in Bayonne or even in Jersey City, somewhere we could get to easily.
They'll certainly have to do it either online or in person somewhere, but as of now, no information on it. I tried to find out, I thought they might know, and it turned out they didn't know yet.
Dr. Ryan, since I have not returned to work as of yet, and I'm holding off, waiting to hear from my doctor about returning to work, but that means I'm available, so, and I'm far more annoying than you ever were. So if you would like me to keep on the Rutgers people during the time, you know, the next month or so, since we don't meet for a while, I would be happy to do that.
If you want to call the Rutgers Government Services people and ask them, hey, is there anything new yet? Or is someone else doing it? Are you doing it?
Right.
That would be great.
Okay.
Okay?
I'll do that, and I'll report back to you if I find out anything
Thank you.
significant.
I'd even take the insignificant.
Well, I don't want to bother you. I don't know.
Other updates on properties, I think Frank and I owe a report on Mount Carmel, but I think the holidays got away from me at least, so I think that's going to be a New Year initiative.
Not only that, but I want to add to that, Dr. Carmela Carnuzis, who, as you know, is a member emeritus of this group, and also a longtime member of the Historical Society, has recently made a very generous donation of a lot of her writings, and also work that she did with Commissioner Iggy and Commissioner Iggy on the Mount Carmel District, and also on William J. Rebman, The Last Blacksmith in Bayonne. And I'm looking at different ways of refitting that information. So I want to give to Commissioner Driscoll. This is called Mount Carmel Historic District, Bayonne, New Jersey, Linking the Future with the Past. It was written by Jesse Hannah Ramson, who was formerly a member of this group, and it's dated spring 2004. So if this could be extra input or whatever, or if it helps in any way, this is a nice companion to the piece that St. Andrews gave us, which was a latest write-up about the history of St. Anthony's, based on what it's the history of Mount Carmel based on what the St. Andrews people gave us recently in the last one. So it's like a companion to this. So I want to do a scan on this to give you that.
That's great. I can actually do it on my phone. I'll grab it from you after.
Okay, good. I don't know how long this is, though. Looks like it's about 40 pages. But anyway, that information is available too. I'm going through the rest of her donation to see what might be applicable or appropriate. And I think that's it for that topic. For now.
Okay, all right. Do we have any other business to discuss? Or should we go to the elections?
No, I have something that I want.
Oh, okay.
I think Commissioner Driscoll and I, and several other people, I think you were involved in the discussion as well.
Yeah.
And that was that it would be nice to find a way to use some of the historical information that we unearthed. Just the same way where, the Historical Society or the Historic Preservation Commission, if we produce something and it's available, that it could be reused. And one of the things that we did do, and regrettably when it happened, I was out sick. But it was, I think I've been talking without the microphone. Regrettably, I was out sick at that point in time. But what we were thinking about was, could we use the information that's in the State Museum, the New Jersey State Museum, about archaeological finds, which mainly were along the route of the Central Railroad of New Jersey train. This memorabilia was brought to Bayonne and shown to the committee. I was thinking of different places. Immediately, I thought about along the right of the Central Railroad. It's now the light rail stations. So in those light rail stations, things could be put up there. And I've noticed that there's been a renewed interest. There's a Quotes bus station that is at the city line across the street from what used to be Barrett's Tavern. That was installed around in the 1950s, and it was listed as a bus station and stuff. But it has some large wall space in it. And if it done properly, if we covered the material with something that's non-graffiti, we might be able to put something up there that would be an interesting welcome to Bayonne. And it might also list the archaeological things that were found at Mercer Park and the history of Mercer Park, which is interesting. And General Mercer built the fort that was uptown in Bayonne, and the fortifications that were downtown at Bergen Point. So it would fit in nicely with the anniversary next year. It would give us a link back to things that came from Bayonne originally, and I think it's something we should talk to the New Jersey State Museum people about. And perhaps I had in, I think the previous meeting suggested that Dr. Ryan talk to the commissioners about what they would like to see done in Bayonne regarding this anniversary. Now, you may not have gotten the minutes quickly enough or early enough to, but maybe you could take that up during this winter vacation that we have, to find out, what they are thinking, what they would like to see, and if this would fit into that, and anything else that they would like to suggest or add that we could look at doing. Make sense?
Just to clarify, is this, this bus facility you're talking about, the stone one that's
Yes.
right next to Mercer Park?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's where if you're waiting for a bus, you would stand under that to not get wet. It's been chopped down a little bit, but now it's been boosted up a little bit. New lighting has been put in, et cetera.
Yeah,
So
I saw that.
somebody's trying to care for it, and I think that deserves to be rewarded with a little bit more, tender, loving care, I think are the words we want. And the other thing that I would suggest is that we may want to talk to the Historical Society or our own money. If we have money left over for plaques, et cetera, there is a plaque about Mercer Park, General Mercer, Hugh Mercer, that's at one of the entrance gates to that park. And it's been a while. I think the last time we cleaned it was in 1994. So I think it would bear a nice little cleaning. It would benefit from it. Since it was cleaned the last time, it's remained amazingly graffiti-free. I don't know how to explain that, but I guess people maybe are getting nicer. I have a theory that I want to prove, that people in Bayonne and Jersey City are actually becoming nicer, and we're not sure why, but if that's true, why not clean it and make it look even better than it looks now? Can you add that to our running list of things? Like a running
Yes,
list?
yes.
Because we're going to want to remember these when we come back from our winter, what is this, our winter solstice?
Yeah, a winter break.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, thank you, Jerry.
And I apologize for being late, but I wasn't even sure if I was going to get here today. Because as I said, I have some medical issues, and we're trying to find out what I have to do about them and whether I have to take some time to address them, because I don't always, my own health is something I seem to pay the least attention to.
Well, Jerry, it's always important to have you here, even late.
Well, as you have just proven, you can run the meeting too.
Yes, but not as good as you.
Thank you so much.
Not as good as you, though.
No, well, you did fine.
Oh, thank you, Jerry.
Okay. Is there anything else that we need to?
In order to move on to the reorganization portion of the evening, I think a motion is in order to close the regular part of the meeting. Do I hear?
We have a motion from Jerry. We have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. So we will now open up the annual reorganization meeting. Let's deal first with the adoption of a meeting calendar for 2026. It's on the last page of the packet that I mailed out to everyone. I tried to follow, in terms of dates, the same approximate outline that we used for 2025, generally using fourth Tuesdays, but with a few exceptions. There are no meetings scheduled for June, July, or August. It's been the tradition of this commission to avoid stepping on Thanksgiving week or Christmas week. That's why we're meeting on this odd Monday, December 1st date. And in the last few years, we've had to take care not to have a meeting scheduled for the last week of October, because early voting takes place in this room, and you just can't have a meeting and the early voting process going on at the same time. So, with those provisos in mind, the proposed calendar is Tuesday, January 27th, Tuesday, February 24th, Tuesday, March 24th, Tuesday, April 28th, Tuesday, May 26th, then after the summer break, Tuesday, September 22nd, and to avoid stepping on the early voting, Tuesday, October 20th, and then to avoid stepping on either Thanksgiving or Christmas, Monday, November 30th. Now, another issue aside from the dates that you should consider before adopting a resolution, the City Council last year moved its meeting time from 7 to 6, and I would ask the commissioners to consider whether 6 o'clock, getting an early start and therefore an earlier finish would be appropriate, or if there are reasons for people's personal schedules why they might prefer to leave it at 7 p.m. So 6 p.m. to get it done earlier, 7 p.m. might accommodate schedules, or 6 p.m. might accommodate some schedules. I don't know what everyone's schedule is, so that's why there's the option there of either 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. So there'd be two issues there, adopting the dates and adopting a time.
Be contrary, but could you also take into consideration 6:30 might be better for some people? So you could do either 6, 6:30, or 7?
Okay, we could,
Just in case. Because I know Commissioner Faley comes from the Statue of Liberty, correct? And it might be a little bit difficult. Does that give you enough time to get here from the Statue of Liberty?
Coming from that area, it would be a challenge, but I can do it if everybody agrees to do that, but I think 6:30 is a
okay.
good time.
Do we need to take a formal vote on 6 versus 6:30 versus 7?
Or could we discuss it?
I think we should discuss it more.
Okay, all right. Floor is open to discussion.
I think we should leave it at 7. I mean, there are those of us who have things to do in the day, and then we have to go home and change, get refreshed to come to the meeting. I think we should just leave it as it is.
I agree with that. It would be very difficult for me to get here earlier than 7. I think the city council moving up to 6, they have a little more intense calendar than we do. So we don't really, run over an hour, and the city council, usually does. So we're not going to be here, I can see why they would move it up, but I don't think it's necessary for us to do it. That's my personal opinion. It would be difficult for me to get here before 7, as you even saw today.
Other views on 6 versus 6:30 versus 7?
I'm in the same boat. I don't always commute from the city, but sometimes I do, so it's difficult for me to make it back for 6 or 6:30. But I could make it work if that's the overwhelming preference.
I don't think it is the overall consensus, to be honest.
Okay.
Shall we then vote? Use the vote?
Okay. Could someone, first of all, if we're dividing this up into time and date, could someone make a motion for a particular time, and then we'll see if that wins or loses, and then we could try the other times to see.
I make a motion for 7.
I second it.
All in favor?
Should we do a roll call, or could you just all in favor?
Yeah, probably do the roll call.
Okay. I'll do a roll call
Now, this is in favor of the 7 o'clock.
in favor of the 7 o'clock starting time. Jerry?
Vote for 7 o'clock.
Frank?
Yes, 7 o'clock.
Lee?
7 o'clock.
Jessica?
Yep.
Lisa?
7.
Donna?
Yes, 7.
Jesse?
I like everybody here, so yes.
Jesse's going to be mayor someday.
Mike?
Yes.
Okay, no need to take a vote on the other times because everyone said 7, so 7 o'clock is the winner. In terms of the dates, are these dates acceptable? Does anyone want to change, add, subtract, multiply, or divide any of the dates listed?
I'll make a motion to accept the dates as specified in the proposed agenda.
I second it.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Okay, the second part of the reorganization meeting is the election of a chair, a vice chair, and a secretary. Um, They could be done as a slate, they could be voted on individually. Is there a motion on the floor as to procedure?
I vote for Lisa to be secretary.
Thank you, but I'm not interested in serving as secretary. Thank you.
Are we going to do them separately then?
Okay, is there a motion on the floor to elect as a slate or elect offices separately? Floor is open to whatever resolution anyone wants to put forward as to procedure.
I mean, I think last year we did a slate and then we did a paper ballot, right? We just like kind of tore a little piece of paper and then put it in. I would be fine with that.
Okay.
I'll make a move.
Are you making a motion then that the officers be elected on the basis of a slate?
Correct, yes.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Does anyone see the need for a roll call vote on this issue? If so, we'll take a roll call.
What would we be voting on? Don't we need to identify who's in this slate?
We're in favor of the procedure, right?
And it's a vote on procedure.
Okay. So we're just saying, so does somebody want to?
Well, we have to separate this. There's a procedural motion on the floor which would have to take precedence. So there is a motion made and seconded to do the voting on the basis of a slate. Jerry, do you support that?
Yes, sure.
Okay. Frank, do you support that?
Yes.
Lee, do you support that?
Yes.
Jessica, do you support that?
Yes.
Lisa, do you support that?
Yes.
Donna, do you support that?
Yes.
Okay, Maria Velada is absent. Jesse, do you support that?
Yes.
Michael, do you support that?
Yes.
Okay, so the slate idea had carried.
Does Michael replace Bellata?
No,
Yeah, no.
no,
We are actually missing one person.
yes, the procedure in terms of the planning board representative, the planning board would have to put forward a new person, and I put in a request for that. I'm waiting to see what the result is.
Okay, so but we are missing one. So we are missing one, and I am uncomfortable with voting on this issue this time. I would suggest that we actually delay this until we come back, because I don't know if I'm going to be here next quarter. I don't know if I'm going to be in the hospital having surgery, or if I'm going to be here. And also, we have another person that probably needs to be introduced to the group and know who they're voting for, and have the opportunity to vote for that. So what we did last year was we actually, I think, deferred. I don't think we voted at the action.
No, I do remember. Either you or Lee said to keep the same slate.
Yeah.
That I do remember.
Didn't we have 1 year where we deferred it because of the people who were here?
I actually don't remember the year, but I do know about last year.
Yeah, look,
We did do it the other way at one point.
yeah, at one point that did happen. At one point that did happen. Well, one might also make an argument the other way. If you think you're not going to be here next time, that might be an argument for doing it now. You're saying someone else might be here next time who doesn't exist yet. That would be an argument for the other way. So
You know you're getting another person to replace.
that's been the promise. But who is that person? When will that person actually be named by the planning board? Apparently soon, but I don't know when soon is until it happens.
Okay, if you want to go ahead with it without,
It's up to the body. There was a procedural vote to do it by slate. And the floor is open if anyone wants to make a motion to do it now, not do it now, to nominate a slate. That's entirely up to the body. So whatever anyone wants to put on the floor is open.
I think it would be a good idea to wait until January.
Okay, are you putting that in the form of a motion to postpone the election of officers until?
Yes, I make a motion to postpone the election until January.
Is there a second?
I second it.
Okay, so a motion has been made and seconded to postpone the election of officers until January 2026. I'll do a roll call vote on this. Jerry?
Aye.
Frank?
I guess aye.
Lee?
Yep.
Jessica?
I'll abstain.
Abstain. Lisa?
I also abstain.
Donna?
Aye.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry, that's 6 people have voted so far. Now, Jesse, you're alternate 1. Are you voting aye or nay or abstaining?
Boy, guys, this is tough. Either way, it's in favor, right? So I'll abstain.
All right, so at the moment, it's been 1, 2, 3, 4 yeses and 1, 2, 3 abstain. Well, that's a yes to postpone then until January. Okay. So, all right, so the election of officers will take place in January. The motion that passed earlier was for a slate, so my suggestion would be come prepared to nominate a slate in January.
Or
Oh.
to accept being nominated at that time. So everybody needs to think about, do they want to do that? Will they want to? Correct?
Okay, so I would say that since that matter was postponed, and those were the only 2 items on the agenda, the adoption of a calendar and the election of officers, and the election of officers is postponed, that this evening's reorganization will be continued in January, and there's no further item related to that that I can see on the agenda at this time relating to reorganization. So I will advise the city clerk that the calendar was adopted, so we can reserve the meeting dates for next year, and we'll leave the time at 7, and we'll come back to the issue of election of officers in January. So we can't close the reorganization meeting, it'll just be carried over till January. Okay?
Let me ask a question back to the other meeting, basically. I wanted to ask you to do one thing for the next meeting, which is, can you identify how much, what's the right word? How much of money, I guess, basically, we have, I can't think of the right word for it, but, money for signage, et cetera, as we've done each year, because I've kind of lost track on where we are with that.
Okay, the city of Bayonne is on a calendar year for its budget. The calendar year ends at the end of this month, and a new calendar year kicks in January 1st. I'll have to check with the finance department to see what the status of funding is, since this budget year is about over. And generally what happens in January is the city council in recent years has held an early January meeting to pass a temporary spending measure so that the city can start paying its bills as of early January So I'll have to clarify what the status is.
Budget was the word I was trying to think of, and budget was the word I was trying to think of and couldn't think of. And, you know, how does that work? Does it carry over the money we did?
I'll have to ask because sometimes there are budgetary transfers.
Yeah, because I don't recall us using anything.
I don't recall the
for
money being
signage.
used in this calendar year.
Right. So if we have funding available, or if not, then we want to make sure we don't mess it up by ignoring signage in the new year. We should take advantage of it, because sometimes if you don't use it, you end up losing it. And that would be a shame to lose it.
All right, I'll inquire of the finance department and try and find out the status.
Thank you.
Is there any other business before the commission?
I don't think so, anyway. All right, do we have a motion? Are we adjourning this?
We're adjourning the regular meeting.
Okay.
The reorganization meeting is carried over to
Okay.
January.
I thought we made a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Well, we have to
Officially?
adjourn for the evening.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we get a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Second? Jesse?
Wait, Mr. Chairman, we just got to make the announcement that the next meeting is January 27th
Oh, very good.
at 7 PM. I second the motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.